Guys, I was doing Faction Wars hard mode today and I just realized this champion is actually free. And this free champion, he's such an amazing champion at crowd control. And he's super undervalued. He came in with 4 champions at the time of the event, and all the remaining 3 are valued pretty well, except this one champion, even though he was the free one. Which champion is it I'm talking about, and why is he so good? Let's find out. Hey guys, SMZ here, we're back playing Raid Shadow Legends. And guys, I am talking about none other than the Norse god, the god of mischief. And I can continue saying many names, but this champion is of course Mr. Loki. Loki the Deceiver. I would say he looks the weakest out of the 4 Barbarian champions that we got, meaning Loki, Thor, Freya, and Odin. But he's so good. He was a free champion, and to be honest, his kit is good, but I never thought I would be using him this regularly in the end game because he's so good. So what makes him so good and how I've built him, I'll talk through that. But what I was talking about, and let me showcase that to you right away. In Faction Wars hard mode, and was this the stage? No, this wasn't the stage. It was this stage, I believe. Yeah. There's a free champion that you can get by using the link in my description. That is Narma the Return, a great champion to battle the Demon Lord. And you can get her alongside other crazy good epic champions like Anax, like Uugo, and like Mausoleum Mage as you progress through the game. How to get these champions for free? Here's how to do it. You go into your Plarium Play and log out of your current account. Click the link in the description and register with a brand new email address. Download the game and then play the tutorial, and you will find Narma sitting there chilling in your inbox. And you can get all of these crazy good epic champions as you progress through the game. Do not miss out on this opportunity. Click the link in the description and get these cool champions. Don't let your enemies use any active skills. Of course, you can crowd control your way through the waves, but Loki is one of the best champions to do it. And why is Loki such a good champion? His A2, it gives a block active skills and he spreads it basically on all the enemies, which means they can't use any active skills, which is great. They'll be just doing it their A1s. But then that's not it. He puts the block active skills for 2 turns, right? Look at his A1. He has a 30% and when booked, a 50% chance to increase the duration of all enemy debuffs by 1 turn. So if he's built fast enough, you start off with his A2 and then you just keep doing A1. The enemy's block active skills is just going to go on and they're not going to take a turn. And they also will get block buffs, meaning they can't be putting any buffs on themselves to somehow increase their potency or increase their survivability in the game. So he's a very good champion, and this strategy I've used many times in the Curse City. There's one particular rotation in which, you know, the most famous stage in Curse City hard, the 2 Taurus and a Marichka in the first wave, yes, that stage, he comes in clutch over there as well. Because he keeps the Taurus's block active skilled, if that's a thing. The problem is with the Taurus, blocking passives is not the way to do it. Let me showcase and pull up Taurus right here. He's a Banner Lord, Void Champion. So his counterattack that he does whenever Marichka is attacked, it's not on his passive, guys, it's on one of his active abilities, his A2. Whenever an enemy attacks Marichka, the attack, he attacks that enemy using this skill. And the wave that I'm talking about, I think that's the only stage currently in Curse City hard mode that I have not done, which is this stage right here. The very first wave is Taurus, double Taurus. I can't go in, unfortunately, because I ran out of my keys. But I mean, maybe I'll get through it if I put enough effort, if I move the gear around. But had I Mr. what's his name, Loki available, then I would have breezed through that. So what I'm talking about, I'm gonna showcase right here. And was it this stage? It was this stage. Okay, so let's go in. I'll showcase what I mean. And you can use this anywhere in the game, guys, anywhere in the game. I've talked about the Curse City hard stage. I'm gonna showcase this part to you. I'm just gonna use the A1 with Armans, and we get to Loki. And the cool thing with Loki is that his passive also has a good chance that he basically completely evades the attack. 15% chance. If he's under Veil, then 30%. And he starts off with a 2-turn Veil to begin with. If you can pair him with a Veil champion, then he is just amazing. This debuff spread that he puts out, it is also done on the Veil. Alright, so with Loki taking a turn, the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna use the A2. We will select, he can do the effect on both enemies and allies. Of course, it's a different effect. But we're gonna target enemy. There you go. The 2-turn block active skill and the block buffs is on all the enemies right now. I'm just gonna freeze them right now. I don't really need to, but I'm just gonna do that. Let's A1. And what I want to showcase to you is once he takes a turn, now it is only remaining on one turn, right? And if he's fast enough, in most content in the game, he'll be fast enough to go twice before the enemy team goes. And you can make that happen with having an increased speed champion on your team. But now I'm not going to use my A3. I'm going to just use my A1. And you'll notice this. Block active skills is now 2 turn on him, on her as well. And again, I made the mistake that I did not bring in an increased speed champion, meaning that my champions will not go twice as fast. But I could use Armans in that stead to make that happen. So basically, that's the thing. I've had stages, the enemy champions will not run out of block active skills the whole fight because I'm just using A1 constantly, right? So this combination is amazing anywhere in the game. You can also use this in the Doom Tower, for example. Doom Tower, do I have keys? I do have keys. I'm just climbing. I'm not very far through. But let's bring in Loki. Where are you? I just used you. There he is. So let's just bring in Loki and I'll showcase exactly the same thing. Actually, I should have brought in an increased speed champion as well. He does this automatically. If you have Master Hexer, which I do, notice that a lot of these block active skills are now 3 turn, which is great to begin with, right? And he immediately took a turn because most of the enemies in most wave content are slow enough that he can go twice. So A1, he will increase. This was moved to now 4 turn. 4 turn. Do you see this guy? Only Cardinal has it on 2, but hopefully, there you go. There you go. It's also on 3 turn. And she's on 4 again. And one more A1. You keep doing this. That's my point. And again, I just to showcase this to you, and he noticed that he's also avoiding the hits because of his passive, right? The passive does go on cooldown, which is annoying. But then again, you will not be having just Loki in your team. There are many other champions you can pair on the... One of the best champions to pair with Loki is actually Ultimate Death Knight, because he's gonna be the one taking all the damage. So let me showcase that over here as well. UDK, where are you guys? This is a problem of having this is a suffering from success, as they call it. I'm having too many champions that I don't know where to look. And let's say you can bring in a nuker if you want, because that nuke is gonna be just enjoying life. Another cool thing you can do is bring in Geomans. And what you can do here is you can basically use their attacks against them. So for example, Cardinal is the champion that I fear the most over here. I'll put the burn from Geo, A2 from Loki, block active skills is spread. Unfortunately, she resisted it. Actually, let's restart. Why not? It's a Doom Tower stage, right? Because the last fight, the 3-turn Master Hexer that I got, that was amazing. I would love to replicate that. So let's go. Hopefully it spreads. It spreads. 3 turns, perfect. So now just A1, they will hit, but he's taking the damage. Ultimate Death Knight on his stone skin, we don't even care. Loki is just continually gonna do his A1. And notice that he's throwing out provokes. That's not in his kit. I have him in a provoke set because I use him in the Hydra. And he's one of the better champions for Hydra control. He puts out the block buffs very easily. He can steal buffs from some of the Hydra heads. And then again, the same thing. You want to pump out as many buffs, as many debuffs as possible on the Hydra. And you want to keep them extended. Which is why his A1 is so great. Look at this. Look at this. And slowly but surely, I will keep putting the burn on and they're killing themselves. Notice the health on Cardinal right now. She's less than half health. I have no damage dealers on this team. Isn't this crazy, guys? Isn't this crazy? And I can just continue doing this forever. So he's a great champion. Of course, again, Doom Tower, especially if you're in the end game, it's not one of the most difficult contents anymore. See, waves can do it. But my point is that you can use the same strategy anywhere in the game. You can use it in hard faction wars, you can use it in the curse, you can use it in the dungeons as well if you want. But in the Hydra, one of the champions that I pair him with is also a spirit support champion. He's a Lego. It's not a spirit, sorry, it's a force champion. My bad. It's actually this guy, Glacier of the Meltwater. This is a champion I have. Unfortunately, I still 5 years of playing this game, I still do not have Duchess, but I did pull him, and he is kind of similar to Duchess in a way that he provides Veil on his A2, and he's a very good pairing with Loki. And one final thing I want to highlight with Loki, and I'll showcase my build on him as well, is the Blessing. If you remember, he was a free champion, and we were also given the 5-star soul for him, which was great. And as far as blessings go, Cruelty again is one of the best blessings on him because he is an AoE A1. And again, when you're battling the Hydra, You start off with this block buff, and then you keep going A1, A1, A1 until you get back to his A2 basically. And while he's doing his A1s, and especially if you have a counter attack and ally attack champion on the team as well, he's constantly putting the defense decrease, the cruelty effect on all the champions in the team, which is amazing to have, which is why cruelty is so good. And again, in the Hydra, to make it even better, I have him running in a provoke set. And provoke set has a 30% chance to land the provoke, which helps with the head of DK to provoke him, because otherwise he can cleanse all these debuffs that you've been working hard towards getting them high. And then I also have him in 4-piece Merciless. That's because I can get Merciless accessories and I can get a chance of decreasing the cooldown on one of his skills. You don't definitely need to get that, but that's kind of my build. And in the end, my Loki looks like this with 4.8k defense, 58k HP, 292 speed, 388 accuracy. You need to build him fast. He needs to be fast. That's one of the things. That's because so that he can go again and again and again and again and keep everybody block active skilled. And his accuracy needs to be enough that he can land on the content that you are doing. So for Nightmare Hydra, around 350 is good enough. I even have area bonuses, so I don't even need that high. But in a lot of the other content, around 400 gets you in many places. Unless you're going for some endgame bosses, then you need around 500. So that's kind of my strategy. And let me showcase No Relic, the masteries as well. These are the masteries I'm not even fully done, but he's fine without them as well. War Master is great to get for more damage on the bosses. That's my build for Loki. One of the better champions out there. I think he's one of the most underrated free champions out there. And let me know in the comments if you guys still use Loki. How are you using him? Where are you using him? How do you feel? Where does he stand when it comes to all the Asgard champions in the event last year? For me, he ranks quite highly because I use him quite often. Of course, not as good as Thor, because Thor just smacks and kills everybody. Thank you very much, guys, for watching till the end. Please leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Helps me out tremendously as a new creator. Thank you once again, and see you next time.